take them down to Tekkers Town and get beat 6-1. Why do bad things happen to good people? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing all things Wembley Cup. The big game happened at the weekend. It was an unbelievable experience, even though Tekkers Town couldn't quite pull it together and get the result. Fair play to Hashtag before we start. Very well deserved, an awesome performance from them. No chips this year. I was 100% going to try and chip if I got the chance to do it. It wasn't meant to be. Regardless of the result, it was an unbelievable day. I just want to start by saying that. The fact that we raised over £50,000 for charity and there was over 34,500 people there on the day is a victory as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm going to say that because we lost. And I'm trying to find the positives. I'm not going to lie, I would have loved to have won the game. I would have loved to have got on the score sheet. I believe that Tekkers Town team we had were good enough to win the game, but we're going to talk about some of the reasons why I think it went wrong for us, some of the reasons why we were actually never going to win that game in the first place. First and foremost, Spencer FC, what a legend. What he has achieved doing this Wembley Cup, doing what he's done with his own channel, doing what he's done with Hashtag United is incredible, okay? He's a legend, I owe him a lot, what a guy. Anyway, I do think that 6-1 is a bit of an unfair reflection on the game. I mean, the first half in particular was very, very close. And the second half was an absolute battering. Obviously, we conceded just before half-time, which was a bit of a blow. I'm not going to lie, the changing room at half-time at 1-1 I think would have looked very different. Yes, it's 1-1, come on lads, we can do this! But when we conceded and we were 2-1 down, I was trying to get the boys G'd up. I was trying to say, lads, we're still in this. They've got a fluky goal to go 2-1 up, but the atmosphere was so flat. It's half-time and we're losing 2-1. We're never going to come back. We're done, it's over. I mean, even at that point, I think I probably realised, have we got enough commitment to this team to go and win this game? And it turns out we didn't. So before we get into some of the match highlights and I react to some of that, I want to kind of give a few tips on why I think it did all go wrong for Tekkers Town, especially in that second half. So Hashtag United have played together for over 18 months. They've got a vision, they've got a purpose, they know what they're doing, they know each other. I think this was their 40th game that they've actually played together. So even though there's been some new additions and they've changed a few things, ultimately they've got great team cohesion. They know what they're doing. Everyone knows their positions, they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and they're able to play together as a team. Tekkers Town, on the other hand, don't get me wrong, the players that we had in Tekkers Town, I believe, were good enough to win this game. Jeremy, Chris MD, Toby, Manny, like, they're all very, very good players, okay? But it just didn't happen on the day. And this was always going to be the thing for me, okay? We are good individually, but having never played together, can we come together and can we gel? Can we bond? Can we get it going? Can we get it flowing? Bit of a rap there. But we couldn't. We just couldn't do it. I thought in the first half it was going to happen, especially when Gerard came in. I had a couple of chances early on, which we're going to look at in a minute. But other than that, I just couldn't get into the game. So let's talk about my personal performance. I'd be lying if I said I'm sitting here right now and I was happy with the way I played. I think I did a couple of good things, but ultimately I was pretty disappointed that I didn't manage to get on the ball more, that I didn't manage to do what I know I can do. I didn't even get the opportunity to try and chip it. I was on for the first 20 minutes or so, and then I was taken off, okay? Fair enough, Heskey had to come on. Obviously, I won my place in the starting 11, and that was right. But I was obviously substituted, just getting into the game, just finding a bit of flow, finding a bit of form, had a couple of opportunities, a nice shot on target, I did a little bit of skill, and had a shot which just went over the bar. So not only was I sitting on the bench, stiffening up, feeling a little bit sorry for myself, I didn't come back on until the beginning of the second half. Obviously 2-1 down, the game is still very much in Tekkers Town's hands. We could have won the game, but it was all one-way traffic when I came back on. Hashtag were on it, they'd found their form, they'd found their rhythm, and they were absolutely smashing it. In total, I played about 42 minutes. Personally, I would have loved a bit more time to be able to get into the game, get on it, and really show what I could do. So where did it all go wrong for Tekkers Town? I think ultimately I knew it was going to be a very difficult game to win. In the first half, I actually thought, oh, actually, we might be able to do this. But as the game went on, it was obvious it was just slipping away from us. A lot of players that I spoke to after the game said they didn't feel like they performed to the best of their ability. I know that Chris said he didn't feel like he got into the game. Toby felt the same. Manny felt the same. It was always going to be the thing that Tekkers Town, yes, great individual players, but have we got what it takes to come together, to play together for the first time and to perform? And unfortunately, it didn't happen. And I look back on it and actually, I'm not that surprised. We should have had a couple of training sessions before together. If we were really, really taking it seriously, and don't get me wrong, we all took it seriously on the day and we wanted to win. I'm not taking anything away from hashtag, but we didn't meet before. We didn't even talk before the game. Like Seb said to us when he found out, and this is key information, when he found out that we didn't even have a WhatsApp group to communicate with each other before the game, he said he knew at that point that hashtag United were going to win the game. And to be honest, I can't really blame him for thinking that. We had no communication as a team before the game. It was always going to be difficult to do training sessions, but even to communicate and talk tactics, there was nothing. I did a video with Kieran as a training video before the game, so I saw him a couple of weeks before. Other than that, I saw a couple of the guys on the shoot day when we were recording the episodes, but we didn't have time to talk about plans, tactics. On the actual day of the game, I still wasn't sure where I was playing. There was all these rumours that I wasn't up front, that I was dropping to CDM. I'm thinking, I don't even know what's going on. So, to be honest, the whole thing in that respect was a little bit of a shambles. And I look back now and think, yeah, to be honest, we were never ever going to win that game. So we didn't gel well going forward. The defence at the start wasn't too bad. It obviously fell apart a little bit towards the end. But again, that's to do with organisation. That's to do with knowing one another. That's to do with knowing your positions, knowing what individual roles you've got in the team that you're going to bring to it. But ultimately, you've got to give credit to hashtag because they stepped up, especially in the second half. They ran away with it. Do I think that 6-1 was a fair reflection on us? No, if I'm honest, I don't. I think maybe 3-1, 4-1, that would have been the case. 6-1 is an absolute battering. Just to say as well, the support that you guys gave on the day was incredible. We definitely had more fans wanting to support us than hashtag, which I was surprised at, but it kind of makes sense when you look at kind of our pool of followers compared to theirs put together. So I totally get that. I just hope that we didn't let you guys down, that you still had a good day for those of you who were there. 34,500. When I came and saw you guys at the end, came into the crowd, was doing some signing some stuff, giving away some of my t-shirts. You guys were just unbelievable, and even though we lost, I know you were so supportive, so I just want to say thank you. So personally, for me, going into this game, I was in the best shape of my life. I've been smashing the gym. I've been doing my cardio. I just smashed my foot. Ah! My hair was looking fresh. I did have a couple of issues in the few days leading up to it, which I don't particularly want to talk about too much because it's a little bit embarrassing. I had some unforeseen stomach issues. So I was doing loads of cardio, as I said, but 2 weeks before, I'd basically been overrunning, so I had something called, and I had something during the game called plantar fasciitis. Sounds really cool, it's actually not. It's like inflammation of the sole of your foot. To be honest, I'm not using that as an excuse because during the game it didn't really hurt, but it did affect like my build-up training in like the week or so before the game because I basically couldn't run on my foot. And I know actually, I was chatting to Theo about it before, he struggled with exactly the same thing. He still managed to bang in 2 goals. Yes, I know. But other than those things, I was physically in the best shape ever. I'm just gutted that I didn't really get the opportunity to perform to the best of my ability. I have to say, right at the end of the game for the last like 3 or 4 minutes, Heskey was on the pitch. I'd done my 40 minutes or whatever. He'd done his and I just subbed him. I just subbed him off. I said, Heskey, you're off, mate. Thanks very much for coming. I would say there was a good team spirit in general. I mean, let's face it, hashtag, I've got no doubt that they would have wanted to win this game more than we did. Individually, they probably wanted to win it more. Together as a group, they definitely wanted to win it more. I'm actually very much looking forward to seeing some of the highlights of the game from the team talks, like in the changing room before and after, to see how much of a difference there is. No passion, no desire. A bit like Arsenal at the minute, isn't it? Okay, now let's have a look at some of the game highlights. I'm not going to look at all of it. I'm just going to pick out a few things that I think were kind of key moments in the game. Here he is walking out. Look at the big man, mate. I'm looking a treat. I told you I was in good shape. True Geordie's always mugging me off, isn't he? Thing is with Daniel, can he do it under the pressure? Well, mate, at this point I was top goal scorer at the Wembley Cup, so yes, I can do it under pressure. I had a few misses last year, mate, get over it. This guy brought the ball down from a throw-in from Kieran. Little touch, little flick over the head, and then, oh, Kieran just took it off me there. Would have loved that back, Kieran. I did get it back, off the head. Chris MD cuts inside, and actually this is looking pretty good. Get tackled there. But again, not a bad little first couple of touches there from me. So at 10 minutes, Steven Gerrard comes on. That is when the game really started to change for Tekkers Town. He got on the ball and he obviously did look class. I mean, he is class. He's Steven Gerrard. So Gerrard nicks the ball in the middle, passes it through to DC. Lovely little touch and gets a shot away on the edge of the box. Just fired over the bar. I would have loved to have made the keeper work from there. But again, 12 minutes into the game, first real opportunity. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. David James with a great save, pings it, and Gerrard just brings it into his stride, goes round one, and then slots it through to me on the outside. Just take a touch and I think just hit it. And I do hit it, and the keeper makes a save and again force out a corner. Not a bad strike, to be honest. A shot on target. Pretty happy with that. Kind of looking back, could I have done more? Did I have more time? Could I have tried to take it in? I don't know, guys. You just do what you do in the moment. I thought, take a touch and I'm just going to hit this. I'm not going to go through all the goals, guys. You've seen the highlights. You know what it's about. I'm just watching the second half now, and watching it back, it does look pretty good, but it's just one-way traffic, pretty much. We don't really get on the ball and do anything in the second half. Hashtag was just coming at us. It was just one-way traffic for a good 10, 15, 20 minutes when I was on the pitch as well, which was just so frustrating. But again, credit to Hashtag for doing that. They were relentless. That's what they do. They press from the front and they don't give up, and when they get the ball, they just go for it. But it's all a little bit messy here. Anyway, win the ball back. Chris gets the ball out to me, and then Rich Beck with a big challenge on me. To be honest, I completely pulled out of that challenge, not going to lie. I was going to try and dink it, see if I could just get it past him. Gerrard had a go at me and said, mate, go through in there. So Gerrard had a couple of shots in the second half. I think he was the only one to have shots really on target, or off target. Fantastic shot, just swerving away at the end. That would have been insane. He had 2 free kicks, didn't he? One of them was saved. I think the other one was just wide. I would have liked someone else to have had the opportunity to take a free kick, especially when there was one in like the 80-something minute and the game was already over. But let's face it, no one was telling Gerrard to step away from that free kick. The goals kind of went in. There was quite a few soft goals for Hashtag, I'm not going to lie. If David James had been in goal at the start of the second half, would we have conceded those goals? Probably not. Hugh, I'm not having a go. You're not as good as David James, which I think you know already. Did make some very good saves though, Hugh, so well done. But yeah, it was just a bit of a mess, to be honest. Game slipped away, Hashtag put the pressure on, and it just kind of all unravelled for Tekkers Town. I'm just watching this as well. I've got to talk about this. This little offside bit that happened. And again, just getting slated. What's offside? Could I have kept myself onside? Well, no, because I was already making the run. I tried to slow down to keep myself onside. But if I had been able to keep myself onside, then I would have kept myself onside. It's not hard, is it? Not rocket science. I was offside. What? There's a rumour going around some of the Hashtag boys that Dan Cutting takes a few kicks. Blah-de-blah-de-blah, and he can't handle it. Seriously, this is all coming back to the game that we played against Hashtag United, my team, Three Sellers FC, and I pretty much got concussion, okay? Rich Beck jumps up behind me and pretty much goes through the back of me. Wasn't on purpose. I thought he led with his elbow. Turns out he didn't. Rich is a lovely guy, so I'm not going to say anything negative about him, okay? Physically, I am ready for it. That's absolute rubbish. So I don't know where that's come from. Well, I know exactly where it's come from. It's come from me pretty much being knocked out and suffering from concussion with a massive lump on the back of my head. And now apparently I can't handle it. Oh dear. Have to say, I think watching kind of the ending 5 or so minutes of that, True Geordie and Lawrence have summed it up very, very well. And they're just making that point again, the Hashtag obviously play together, and how much of a difference that makes to a team performance. Yes, they have played together for longer, but I take nothing away from Hashtag, and they truly deserve to win that game. They had the passion, they had the desire, they had the team spirit, they had the team formation, they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they played the game in the way that they needed to play it to win. What I will say though, is that if this Tekkers Town team were to play together more regularly throughout the next year, and then say, you know, this time next year at Wembley, were to play in the Wembley Cup 4 against Hashtag United, I would have every confidence in Tekkers Town to get the victory. Just saying. So that brings us to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching it. Give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Comment below your thoughts on the Wembley Cup. It's been tough, I'm not going to lie. It's not the most enjoyable thing talking through losing 6-1 at Wembley. But as I said, it was still an incredible experience and I wouldn't change taking part in it for anything. Subscribe if you're new. Got some awesome content coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.